Broken Man. The unintelligible, indistinguishable, ceaseless pitter-patter upon the slouched, emotionally and physically broken man's now buckled suit of metal was barely audible. Now the suit was once glistening and drenched in nationalist pride and carefully crafted by the social elite's best blacksmiths they could afford. The strength it takes to move in this overly contorted sheet of metal is extremely impractical, but the creators assured the young, naive, unbroken man it would be worth it because of the statement it once made to all of those who drew near it. I am basically better than you. As of now, it is simply drenched in the mud of the world around it and being consumed by the rust growing on its wetted areas, obscuring the once highly emphasized importance of the donable protective equipment's creators' apparent attention to detail. The creators would have surely been disheartened if they were to learn of the current unimportance of the suit of metal's extensive craftsmanship. The once proud paragon of a hero lies attempting to support himself on some puny, disheveled sapling. Convenient for the man, but unfortunate for the sapling. Very few living things can recover from such a heavy depression. The now broken man in tainted armor, who rests upon a sapling, is accompanied by someone whom he treasures, who, as of now, is strewn close the broken man's legs and arms. They have known each other for what feels like millennia. The broken man holds his friend tight in his plated, raw, sore arms. The broken man's companion's suit of darkened metal was once stoic and had an air of intimidating. Opposition being forged by the blacksmiths who lived in that stereotypically uncivilized and barbaric nation of heretics, added to its already hard-earned aesthetics of brutality and savagery. As of now, it is just as buckled, dented, and dirtied as the broken man's. The same unintelligible, indistinguishable, ceaseless bitter patter found its way to the embraced body of the broken man's friend, just as it found its way to the broken man himself. The once pristine borderland fields of war are now essentially terraced from the firm, aggressive pats of both men's discarded and bent metal boots, which have flattened the dewy grass and exposed the worm-ridden mud that lie beneath the symbolically vein over protective blades. The grass had passively discouraged any haphazard wanderers or inconvenienced lost souls from seeing what the grass had unconsciously deemed unseeable. What is out of sight is out of mind, after all. The broken man's treasured friend is dead now. The broken man's treasured friend was once his enemy, coming from one of those nations at war with his. The broken man had once thought of his treasured friend's homeland as inherently violent and barbarous. But now, after 8.3 hours of bombing by cyclical and unending amounts of attempted and sometimes successful stabbing, armor-buckling slashes, pain-filled yelling and roaring, intimidated panicking, neck-crushing that brought on the life-bleeding, wailing and thrashing from the victim, despot scrambling when one's defenses were dropped, viscerally slicking each other in the face, and drawing blood, surges of murderous intent and revenge, the occasional but infrequent attempt to empty the sanguine fluids accumulating in one's lungs, the mutual surges of adrenaline and eventual torso puncturing. Let me try that again. The occasional but infrequent attempt to empty the sanguine fluid accumulating in one's lungs, the mutual surges of adrenaline, and the eventual torso puncturing. All actions were seemingly instigated personally by an ear-piercing, guttural battle cry that was habitually produced by the both of them before any ensuing fight to the death. Although the meaning might have been vague, if not highly contextual at the time, it was plain for both of them that there could only be one. The broken man was this one. His friend wasn't. But rest assured, there will be nights eternally suffering next to his unknown but statistically existent romantic partner, whomever that might be, in a safe, peaceful house, in a safe, peaceful life, in a safe, peaceful bed. Regardless of any possible pleasing or comforting external circumstances, he will find himself in psychological agony, staring sleeplessly into the internal, non-existent Caligula, staring sleeplessly into the internal, non-existent Caligula's abyss, crying quietly, wishing he wasn't the one. Any time he finds himself within the misfortunate embrace of darkness, the only sight he will see is the slack, lifeless face of the man he is cradling